And your mother was quite psychic. And she would do a lot of things. Like one day I come home and she's in the kitchen talking. Well, the kitchen is connected to a little room there, a little bigger than a kitchen. And I said, who are you talking to, Brenda? She said, I'm not talking to anybody. I says, I heard you talking to somebody when I come in here. You were talking to somebody. No, I wasn't talking to anybody. And I says, look, I know what I heard, and I know it was you, and you were talking to somebody. Who was it? There's nobody there. And she says, well, I'm talking to the dog. And I says, well, what did you say to the dog? And she says, well, I really wasn't talking to the dog. And I says, well, who were you talking to? She says, the leprechaun that was on the back of the dog. And I says, well, what did you say to him? And she says, I asked him why he was riding around on the back of the dog. And he said, it's because the dog takes me where I want to go. And they have a lot of weird things like that happen, And so anyway, I believed her or whatever she said. I said, well, I guess it's true. I don't have any reason to doubt her. But she said, she come back one time and she says, you're going to have a dream tomorrow or the next couple days, and I want you to tell me the dream so I can go back and tell these people. And so I had this dream, and it was really scary. I was on top of this mountain, and I'm skiing down and going really, really fast. It was so, it gave me panic. And I woke up panicky, breathing hard, and all that kind of stuff. So I went down there. I went and told her, about the dream, and so she went and told the people, and they said, "Oh, that's great, that's great." And I said, "What does it mean? What does it mean?" And so that was before I moved to Mount Shasta, where the snow is on the mountain and everything, and that's where they concluded that was it. But so there was a lot of things that happened like that were strange, you might say. She told another story. I came home, and she said Saint Germain had appeared to her. I never seen anything like this, So she said he appeared to her, and she went into the kitchen, and she said, we had a little dog at that time. And she says, the dog came in the kitchen. And he said, no, the dog is not supposed to be here. He says, I'm going to take her out. So he says, he went out of the kitchen, took the dog out, and he came back and it wasn't the dog. And so she said, well, what did you do with the dog? He said, I just put him to sleep. She says, can I see? So she went out there, and the dog was fast asleep, and she would tell me the little stories every once in a while, and you say, is she making it up? She's having hallucinations or something, but everything seemed to fit, So I started studying metaphysics and all that kind of stuff and try to understand that. And then she said that the masters told her that was supposed to go to Mount Shasta. Well, that's what her father had, a nursery up there. I says, I got an office here. I got all these clients and everything. And I said, I bought the office, got a nice office and everything. I said, it's going to take me a long time to sell the office, maybe a couple of years. And so, anyway, she convinced me. So I says, okay, I'll put the office up for sale, and if it sells, then we'll go. Within 30 days, the guy from across the street came on and said, I've been waiting for this office, and he bought the office. He didn't ask for any details or anything, he just said how much it is and, that kind of a thing. And so then I put the house up for sale that I had, and it took me 2 years to sell the house, but not the office, So here I'm stuck. I don't have a business. I sold everything. And years later, Victor Frank was the guy that Dr. Victor Frank bought the office. And Victor, I met him at one of the conventions one time, and we were talking, and he says, I bought your office, don't you? And I said, yeah. And he says, you know why I bought it? And I said, no. He says, well, I got on a plane, and I was flying to Tahoe or something, And he says, this guy sat next to me, he says it was St. Germain, and St. Germain says, you got to go over and buy Dr. Leonard's office. So he says, that's why I bought it. I says, you got to be kidding. You know, I didn't know any of that was told. So I get a lot of weird stories like this, you know, and you can't confirm it. You know, either you believe it or you don't. So it was easier just to believe all this stuff.